Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We offer stories of infidelity, betrayal, and redemption. Please like and subscribe. Cheers. Now, on to today's story. Calm before the storm. Fishing, caught. Tried posting a few days ago but could not find post. Must be lost in cyberspace. Don't even know if this is the right forum at the moment. In gist, affair partner got served divorce papers out of nowhere 2 days ago at work. Her husband knows of us/me. It's only a matter of time before my wife finds out. Don't know if I have days or hours before the world as I know it is gone. Took some time off work to spend time with my wife and 2 daughters. My body is in turmoil but strangely my mind is clear. It reminds me of the days leading up to my dad passing away. Time has slowed down and I am aware of all the things surrounding me. It's a nice feeling. My day-to-day was filled with observation of details and appreciation. My wife's smell and the clothes she wore, my daughter's laughter, the color of the kitchen tiles, the dog, the yard. Feel blessed to have a healthy and beautiful family. What will my daughters think of me? I look at my wife that I love with all my heart and I see a woman who stood by me no matter what. We had our fair share of ups and downs like most couples but I never imagined a life without her. How do I justify a 6-year affair? Is that even forgivable? I don't know what the future holds. All I know is that the storm is coming and I am here basking in the sun until the clouds come rolling in. I plan to confess over the weekend. Even if I know the outcome I pray she does not leave me. This was so ducking not worth it. Any suggestions on how to confess? How do you start? What do I tell my daughters? I have already made an appointment with a therapist. What else can I do? Wish me luck. Edit. Thank you all for your comments and suggestions. Some of them were hard to read. I don't have time to address all comments but will reply to a few to clear some things. Yesterday I reached out to my brother for advice. He left his wife some years ago and married his affair partner. He seemed happy with her. The grass ain't greener for him after all and he is planning on leaving her but is stuck at the moment. His advice is to not tell my wife and to minimize it if confronted. He also said I should let down AP gently so she does not go nuclear on my wife and family. I am hoping for the best but preparing for the worst. Not trying to be mean or anything but you never imagined life without her? You had a 6-year affair and you love your wife with all your heart? It sounds like you are really confused. Maybe she will stick by you with counseling. I am not confused. Never was. I don't have a problem separating love from sex. My heart is loyal to my woman and she is it for me. I don't think you know the meaning of loyalty. I'd cue just dumb if she the one and you did this LMFAO. You don't deserve her at all. Everyone's being judgmental because it hurts them to think an AP is all they are to someone. It hurts hearing the family is more important, it hurts hearing he doesn't love her or want her anymore. But wake up, this is the reality and what it usually comes down to. I say fess up. Tell wifey everything and take some responsibility. After 6 years at least that weight will be off your chest. You made your bed up, woman shrugging. For someone who claims they love their wife and can't imagine life without her, I can understand a fling. But 6 years? That's premeditated. That's not a mistake that just happened. She will be crushed. Good luck to you. Don't confess. You don't know for sure she's going to find out. It hurts my heart in the worst way to see you say that you were with your AP for 6 years and in the same breath say this was so not worth it. JFC. It hurts my heart in the worst way to see you say that you were with your AP for 6 years and in the same breath say this was so not worth it. JFC. Exactly what my eyes latched onto. Be real with yourself, it was worth it. Maybe ONS wouldn't be worth it, but this last 6 years. Through birthdays, holidays, anniversaries, it mattered. And it will matter to Op's wife. You have a lot to sort through, But you are taking the right direction to line up some IC for yourself. Be ready to move out, if you are kicked out, after the storm. 6 years is a long affair by any measure. If it wasn't worth it, what was AP to you? Someone you could also toy around with along with your wife? For the record, this is the classic definition of throwing someone under the bus to save yourself. Maybe start by owning up to what you've done. If you think the AP's BS will reach out to your wife and tell her everything he discovered, I would suggest you start telling the truth. I am not a BS, but it seems that trickle truthing hurts way more, over time. Whether your long-term affair is forgivable or not is no longer in your control. Every experience is a lesson learned. Very right. So many responses about how I don't value my affair partner. Well, since I am on a pour my heart out roll here, let me tell you about my affair partner. She is a gorgeous and smart woman who is funny and open to different experiences. She is younger than myself and my wife. Fit. Seductive. Sexy as duck. But she is not my wife and does not even compare. 6 years on/off is a long time to invest. As I see it, she is an adult woman who made decisions to cheat with a married man on her husband for whatever reasons. Do I care for her? Yes, 6 years is a long time. Do I love her? No. Did I say to her I loved her? Yes, of course I did, but I lied just as I lied to my wife. Did I use her? Yes, I did. Did she use me? Of course she ducking did. We both knew we were playing with fire. You lied to her when you said you loved her. You love her wife and you cheated on her. No, you are an adult male, and grown-ass man who decided to betray the so-called love of his life. Like I said earlier, you don't deserve her one bit. Not to come off as offensive, yes I do, but if I was a dictator I would skin you alive just for your stupidity. Some here would say to not confess. Why hurt her if you don't need to? She may not find out, but she may. It's a roll of the dice. Personally, I'm not sure what I would do. My wife confessed to me. It wasn't easy for her, it was way worse for me. It won't be easy, especially having a 6 years affair. You can tell your wife everything you wrote here, about your love and appreciation for standing by you. That will all mean shit to her no matter how truthful it is. You will never be trusted again. I'm almost 4 years in from D-Day, and if my wife is late getting home from work, I wonder why, regardless of what she tells me. It won't end. It's something you'll both need to live with if you stay together. Also, something to consider is how she copes with it. Her and your family may know about it within hours. You'll need to manage that aspect as well. I forgave my wife for reasons I will share privately if you're interested. Looking back, I shouldn't have. I should have divorced, not just because of her affair, but because our marriage in general wasn't the best. Sorry to say that, but it's how I feel. DM me if you want to chat more. Good luck. Can I just ask, if you had an affair, why are you still checking what time your wife gets in from work? Or did you have the affair because she did? But regardless, aren't you on an even playing field now? No judgment or anything. I'm genuinely curious. Fair question. I never check on her. She can do what she wants. It's merely an observation of when she gets home. If she comes home late, one wonders. And yes, it's an even playing field now. Thanks for responding. My husband found out about an affair I had many years ago. He will still bring it up. I'm over it. It's not like he was a choir boy himself. My ex-husband had an affair with me while I was pregnant. It was rough, but I had to decide to either leave or let it go and not bring it up again. I chose the latter. I do think women tend to not hold on to it like men do. I've been in a DB for 10 years now. He blames my affair, but it was a DB 2 years prior to my affair. Hence the affair. I think if you want to truly make the marriage work, an affair can't be used or brought up in a fight years down the road. In my situation, the first 3 months after D-Day we talked about it a lot. The cheater needs to answer any and all questions. That's part of the rebuilding of trust, etc. It's okay to bring up the affair down the road, but it needs to be a conversation about the affair, not used in a random argument. Geez, that must have been hard. Do you know why she confessed? Something drove that. She gave me a reason why. In her eyes it made sense. It didn't to me. But yes, something came up to drive her to tell me. You are selfish as duck. 6-year affair and it was only not worth it because you and AP were caught. Not only do you not deserve your wife but you do not deserve your AP. Are you serious? Is it surprising that a person who posts on here is selfish? He's not any more or less selfish than anyone else that chooses to cheat. Of course he ducking loves his wife more than the side piece, his wife is his family. Do you not realize his AP gave 6 years into this and he is completely disregarded because they got caught? Now he regrets it. That's why you have to think long and hard before getting into this life. I never said he should love AP more but give her some goddamn respect. How has OP shown disrespect to his AP? Most of us have an AP to fill a void because we want to stay married first and foremost. OP hasn't shown any disregard for his AP and is grappling with trying to save his marriage, which comes first, made abundantly clear by the fact that he has stayed married rather than divorce. That's exactly what I'm saying. People really are making this guy out to be a bad guy when he's doing what everyone here would do. Of course he's saying it's not worth it. Cheating's never worth the pain and turmoil of getting caught, otherwise you'd be open with it. Totally. And OP gave the same 6 years his AP did. I don't think anyone wins here. So now he is thinking and reflecting about his decisions. Oh, he can duck off. As he should be. I imagine his AP is doing the same after being served impromptu divorce papers. We can agree to disagree here because neither of us know any of the promises or dreams they may have made and we are both clearly using our own experiences to shape our opinions. I have been an AP for the same 6 years, closer to 7, and my feelings are far more aligned with OP. His AP isn't a victim and to me, he hasn't done anything wrong. I'm sorry we don't see eye to eye on this and certainly understand your point of view if you're an AP wanting more and feeling hurt by this. Yes, I am very much aware of that. I don't deserve my wife, that is for sure. AP, don't mean to be rude but don't want her. Okay, that was a terrible thing to say. What I mean is that I don't intend to be with my affair partner. Never saw this coming, throwaway. Posted once before. Check it for background. Think this is the sub I should be on. I was prepared for all scenarios but not this one. The doomsday did not come in the shape I was expecting. AP ended up convincing her specs not to spill the beans to my wife in exchange for a smooth divorce. I thought I was in the clear. Yesterday AP sent me a blurry photo of my wife in the car with another man. She claimed they walked hand in hand to his car from a store in a nearby town to ours. She got a shot of the plates too. After some digging I now know she is having an affair. Don't know how long for sure but at least 6 months. He is a single dad our age and is telling her to leave the marriage. She is telling him she loves him. Afraid to confront her. Feel numb at the moment. Took a day off work. Any advice? I love her and want to stay married. Edit, any advice on how to proceed? Should I just let it run its course and monitor? Should I confront and hope for the best? Should I confess to my affair and hope we all can come clean and make way for a new marriage? I am so ducking utterly confused. I have rehearsed the things I would say and do if she was to find out about my affairs. I was not prepared for this shit. I agree with this. Perfect opportunity to go open. But I'm guessing not all cake eaters want their so to have a slice of their own. I don't think his wife cheating is the issue. I think the issue is that his wife loves or claims to love the other man and the other man is pushing his wife to leave him. Yeah. This is it. You know what they say, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Had you put the effort you gave the women you were having affairs with into your wife, this probably never would have happened. I can't imagine the heartbreak she must have felt when she discovered she wasn't enough for you and didn't respect her enough to not betray her in the worst way a spouse can. You devastated her and you have no right to complain about the way she is fixing what you broke. The entitlement coming from you is the worst of it. You broke her and then think you have the right to decide how she fixes herself. You complaining about the consequences of your behavior is abhorrent. You are looking for sympathy, and do you know where you will find it? In the dictionary between shit and syphilis. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about being on the other side. Never had fantasies about my wife ducking other men. We had a good sex life minus my kinks she was not aware of, hence the tap. I am thinking, what do I have to lose? There can be only two outcomes. She loves him and she leaves. She loves me and she stays. I am hoping this is just a fling and nothing serious. That makes you an even bigger piece of shit. Instead of telling your wife what your kinks are, you just immediately outsource fulfilling your kinks to other home-wrecking whores. The duck is wrong with you. Did your mother drink/do drugs while pregnant with you and drop you on your head as a baby? What she should have done is swallowed. Celebrating what exactly? That my wife is in love with another man? Yes, I am a hypocrite, I know. But still, it ducking floored me. Never thought about this outcome as a possibility. Never thought. This actually says it all. You're such a delusional loser, lol. I love karma, it's the best thing since sliced cake. You're a piece of shit and deserve to feel miserable. You're a ducking idiot, and I hope you know I mean that from the bottom of my heart. So when he is telling her to leave the marriage, what is her response to him? Does she say she is planning to? Didn't have time to read it all. Don't know. Hope not. I hope she's gone now. Her new guy clearly has a way bigger dick than op. Promise I'm not trying to bust your balls, just trying to understand. Your wife can't have a cake of her own? I'm not a cake eater, but a single ape eater, two of them. I guess I'm not seeing the big deal. You're both getting your itches scratched. Logically, yes, we are both getting our itches scratched. What's the big deal? I am not ruled by logic at this moment. Maybe later, but now my emotions are overpowering every logic. Never in my life have I experienced this type of emotional and physical distress. I can't even think straight. Never thought I was gonna bawl my eyes out and throw up on the carpet. I definitely get the emotional aspect, seeing as how it's so fresh. It's clear you would prefer to keep your marriage. Do you think you'd be able to look past this in the future? Probably too soon to call it now, but certainly something to think about. I hope you'd be able to show her some grace for doing something for 6 months that you've been doing for 6 years. Again, not trying to judge or shame. Not a cake eater, but it sounds like you may be getting a taste of your own medicine. She probably knows that you've been cheating even if she can't prove it. You didn't expect if you carried on this way it could drive a wedge in your marriage and drive her to maybe seeking someone else. You are for sure a hypocrite, and I'm sorry to say, but it sounds like you're just feeling how your wife was probably for a long time. Don't ignore your feelings, explore them, and really try to understand what you being a cake eater has done to your wife and marriage. If you love her and want to make it work, then have the conversation, admit to your affairs, and decide to recommit yourself to your so, if she decides she still wants to make it work too. If not, I'm sorry to say, but your marriage is most likely over, and I suggest you don't get remarried until you figure out what you want. Cake eating might not suit you if when your so decides they deserve the same satisfaction you fall to pieces. Just sounds like you're kind of a selfish narcissist, honestly. Sorry if this is hard to hear, but you sound like you need to hear it. Your actions have consequences whether she knows what you're doing or doesn't. Lamau, now you know how it feels to be cheated on. Touch grass. No bye. AP's friend, who also knows my wife, co-worker, saw her in the parking lot, took pictures and sent them to my AP. AP forwarded it to me. Wife loves our sauna. Took the phone from the counter while she was relaxing. No password. It was all there on WhatsApp. He was saved under a woman's name. Did not have time to read it all, but saw enough to confirm. Convos go back to April. Couldn't you share a chat with yourself then delete evidence? Read it later or something. Wow, that's messy. It is entirely possible for one human to love more than one human. I know you're in an emotional state, but once you've calmed a bit, remember that point. It's fascinating that you've never imagined this particular scenario being involved in a similar but different scenario. What's good for the goose, my dear? Get over yourself. You ducked around for 6 years and now upset you're so decided to branch out on her own and see what the excitement was about. You have exactly zero to say about it. Same reason I said duck it and found me an AP. He wants to cheat, I'm matching him at his own game. When he confronted me I laughed, yep, who the duck does he think he is? Karma is a bitch. I think you need to find out why your wife cheated. If her reasons lines up with yours, maybe there's a way to move to DADT. I am desperate to talk this out to know why this happened and how invested she really is in this piece of shit. If she is doing this out of revenge, maybe I have a chance, cause if so she does feel something for me at least. I can't imagine her being emotionless throwing away over 20 years. I know this woman like I know myself. Deep down she's hurt but also so very stubborn and proud. I just want to know if she knew about my affair, why the hell did she not confront me? I would have chosen her over rapey in a nanosecond. And what the hell is she hoping to find with this dish? He is no better than me, sleeping with a married woman. Ah, duck. I am trying to respect her wish to have some space, but I am desperate to just talk to her. She's had plenty of time to process and deal with the emotional fallout of discovering 6 years of affairs, so it's entirely possible she has already moved on from you emotionally and you were too busy hogging down cake to notice. Trust me when I say that when a woman gets to the point where her emotions seem to be non-existent, it took her a long time to get there and there were plenty of signs along the way. She didn't lose her feelings for you overnight, you just had your face buried between the legs of other women and couldn't see it. And to be frank, you are terrible in that you feel entitled to your cake while telling her she needs to be satisfied only with what you give her. And you're so self-centered you will not even try to wrap your head around the idea that some people take monogamy seriously and are disgusted with the idea of eating cake, which is asinine considering the majority of the population prefers monogamy. You did this to yourself. Bro, you are desperate to talk to her now after 6 years having your cake. Lamau, you have 6 years to talk to your wife but you didn't. Now she is leaving you and you asking these nonsense questions and acting surprised. You literally need a mirror, bro. You emotionless throwing your marriage for 20 years by having 6 years affairs. You have no right to judge her decision to leave you. Just let her go. This is your karma coming. She very likely found out about your cheating and decided her best course of action was to destroy you by doing the unthinkable. To you. I'd say she won. You're the biggest piece of shit here, op. The new guy knows all about your affair and is being a better man and offering her peace and love. Probably has a much bigger dick too. You're calling him a piece of shit? Gosh, you are hilarious. Are you so dense you don't realize you've shut off an entire aspect of your life to your wife, have completely betrayed her for 6 years? She's hoping to find someone who prioritizes her and isn't emotionally unavailable because they give so much energy to an affair partner. Who notably is a psychopath if she's aiding and abetting you stalking your wife. This won't end well. Lamau. Ha ha ha, this is so funny. Next time don't be a piece of shit and you may inspire more loyalty. I hope this happens to everyone on this sub. Update: never saw this coming. My marriage seems to be over. Confronted my wife this past weekend. Sat her down without warning and told her I knew she was having an affair and with whom. Asked her if she loved him and what her plan was. She was caught off guard. Went to the bathroom for 10 minutes. When she came out she looked me straight in the eyes and said, I know about your affair too. I have known for some time now. I love him and want a divorce. Next days were a blur. I tried to talk to her but she shut me down. She has moved into the spare bedroom and is making appointments with law firms. Has told our 2 girls. I have signed up for emergency therapy. Am on meds for dealing with anxiety and lack of sleep. This is surreal. Heard her talk to him last night and cut the internet cord. Kind of crazy cause I need ducking internet for work and she just switched to her phone. Ah man. So many emotions are running through me. I made love to her past week and today she is a total stranger. How does this happen? How can she not feel any ducking emotion? Over 20 years gone. All the love, friendship, partnership, intimacy, jokes, memories, plans for our future gone. Just like that. No looking back. Feel so blindsided and the only person I can talk to is my brother who lives across the country. Sorry to vent here to you fine people here. Just need to get this out. Since you're pretty much getting your ass handed to you here, I'll try to be gentle. But your response to all this is kinda unbelievable. You had to know this was a possible outcome. You spent 6 years in an affair for goodness sake. You ducked up the 20 years long before she did. Now you have to deal with the consequences. Cheating in a shitty marriage is one thing. Cake eating is an even riskier move because you don't want to lose what you have at home. You took the risk and lost. It's part of the game. Of course you are allowed to feel hurt over the split, but at some point you have to be realistic. Not shaming you for cake eating. But you can't pull the victim card when the tables turn. Ahaha, first time visiting the sub of losers and this is funny shit. Will visit more often. Seriously, I'm just starting work and this is the boost I need to get me through the day lol. Wish I'd discovered this sub sooner to be honest, it's a proper get your popcorn out and dig in one. She's my hero. Mine, too. You deserve everything you're going through. You're the worst type of man there is. Get over your oh poor me and man the duck up for once. So delusional. This post still has me laughing. His wife is badass. When my husband found out about an affair I had, I just said karma's a bitch, ain't she? The look on his face. Mine, I think I won't do it. He's given me permission to have an AP and to please come back to him. I told him okay, I've got 5 to 6 years to duck around then or more. He just looked at me. Now, he doesn't want an open marriage or a DADT marriage. I'm getting hit on by men and women right in front of him. I was at a college football game recently and was getting hit on by multiple guys. One guy followed me around all night. My husband escorted me to the bathroom because he noticed. This guy was good looking, fit and had a presidential Rolex on. Not a slub. I should have gotten his number. Damn. Made love to her last week, how does she not feel any emotion? This is simple, she has learned how to separate love and sex. She has sex with you but loves her AP. You taught her well. You taught her well. Sounds like she held it together really well all this time. Strong woman you had there. Bruh. I wished I had done what your wife did. Kept my mouth shut and not let him know that I knew about his alleged non-physical, emotional affair. Your story sounds like mine. My husband hid his kinks from me, about 20 years ago, just found out about the whole story. I suspected, I knew. My gut was screaming at me. He's a cake eater. He used her and used me. Now, I've got a PAP and an AP. Planning on leaving in 2 years. He also said the same to me, was shocked when we had great sex and I didn't tell him that I called the girl, actually both girls. How could I have sex with him and not tell him? Really? I've learned from the best on how to compartmentalize. Karma, karma, karma. Actions have consequences, including mine. Good for her. I hope she takes her cheating ass for everything you're worth. Why blindsided? Something drove you to have an affair without thinking about all the ramifications of your actions. Sorry, but it seems to me like you turned your brain off. The same something drove her to have an affair. It also sounds like that was not something she would have selected had you the intestinal fortitude to seriously talk to her. Good luck in putting something of your previous life back together without her. She has already moved on and you have become the enemy. I am very much aware that I created this vacuum for her to feel neglected in our marriage. All that time I invested in kink sex with AP I could have spent with the woman who really mattered. And my family. Ducking fool. That is what I am, and that is the honest truth. Well, how is things going with your AP? What is happening on that front? Is her husband taking her back or giving her to you? He said in a past post he doesn't want the AP. He was just using her for 6 years and didn't actually love her like he told her. So he's pretty much lost it all at this point, if so doesn't have a change of heart. I need an update to this update. Keep us updated PLS. I want to continue reading about how your STBXW is such a badass, smiling face with hearts. Go to your AP. Since you cheated for 6 years with her, y'all deserve each other. She probably won't have him. Lol, I was feeling a bit sick reading this sub-bit, at least this post has cheered me up. You deserve it. He really did. Seems like what's good for the goose isn't good for the gander. Hypocrisy at its finest, smiley face. This is the funniest shit ever. Oh no, all the love is gone. How could she cheat on me, you ducking whiner? This is the risk you take, stop bloody crying. So you were having an affair as well as your wife, your rapee was caught, you confronted your wife and she came back with knowledge of your affair, and now you're upset this all blew up. Did you think it would end well? Sorry, but it seems like this was inevitable. Inevitable maybe. Not the way I thought it would go. No. You thought your wife would beg you to stay. Instead she said pack your shit. Come on up, you got to admit it is funny as hell. You sound narcissistic. Check subreddit ha 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 ho. Your story is amazing, crying face, I love your, soon-to-be ex-wife. So you thought it would be even Steven? We each had an affair, away we go. I hope it works out for you. I'm glad that you're a man who can admit to such arrogance and still support this woman. Good for her. I think from having male friends, men get arrogant enough and bank on our compassion so much, overestimate our heart versus our logic, that y'all think you can convince us of just about anything if you appeal to emotions. But, such is not to be. This woman is, fire, and, cold face. Yeah, you can LOL your dick off. I am a selfish, entitled, arrogant worst asshole among cheaters, but I do love my wife contrary to what many of you believe. In my heart I have never strayed. But she played me. Well done. Go tell your wife in my heart I have never strayed and see if she believes you lol. Did you not play her for 6 years? Have you asked her how long she's known? I'm guessing she's known for quite a while and had time to process her feelings before even stepping out. You can't demonize her for something you were doing first. And you should have listened to your heart instead of your dick if you didn't want this to be an outcome. Anyone who cheats and doesn't think this scenario is a possible outcome is a fool, OPSEC be damned. Yeah, you are right. Your STBXW is absolutely awesome. I love how stone cold she is. You always believed that if you were caught you could talk her into staying and forgiving you. You thought she had a backbone like Jello, but then she bashes you upside the head with that shiny steel spine of hers. You are pretty disgusting trying to make her out to be a villain who played you though. You exposed her to STDs, made her believe she was your one and only, and took away her agency and ability to make an informed decision about being with a man whore for 6 years, but yes, keep complaining about how she's the bad guy in this story. Maybe if you'd paid attention to your wife instead of wrecking your own home with those other home wreckers, you'd have realized your wife isn't some weak woman that's happy to be your doormat. If there is any justice in this world, she will be happy while you die alone and miserable, because that's what you deserve. I love the fact that he got all high and mighty and thought, for 10 minutes at least, that he was gonna tower over her in her shame and guilt. She threw down that reverse Uno card and now his whole world is destroyed. Selfish prick. You played yourself, my man. It's very likely she found out about your affair and decided to do the same to you. Good for her. She played you? Hello, anyone home? Man face palming. Lol. She didn't play you. She was forced into a game she never agreed to play, and now you're mad she kicked your ass at it. You played yourself, you fool. You're real stupid then. This is ducking beautiful. You deserve all of this and more. Shame her AP wasn't your brother or best friend for an extra kick in your tiny, cowardly, balls. In this instance your wife is a ducking badass. Way more badass than you could ever be. No looking back is right. She set up an exit affair. She won't even be sorry, guilty or miserable. You created the woman you see today. Congratulations. Duck off. Smiley face, smiley face. LOL, you're funny as hell also. I just wish I had popcorn. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please comment, like and subscribe. Cheers. Have a wonderful day or night, wherever you are.